everybody, welcome back to Time to Go. Bob here, and in today's video we have a really cool watch in from Fortuna Watches. Now this watch comes by way of Chad from Iron Bridge Watches. He is the North American distributor for the brand as well as several other brands, and it's on a bit of a watch tour. It started with Scott from Watches Galore, myself, Peter von Panda, Chris Marshall, and Aron Dunlap. So make sure you check out the links to their channels in the description below. So that's it. Let's spin the camera around. We'll take a closer look at the watch. All right, guys, so before we jump into the watch here, let me just walk you through what we have for packaging, just all the stuff that comes with the watch. So first of all, we have an outer box. There is an inner box, and if you pull the tab here, you'll see there's a nice little medallion. This is signed by the designer, and I believe he's the CEO of Fortuna Watches. His name is Jonas Volmuth, and so we have our instruction manual along with our service guarantee, and it comes with a nice little white cloth as well. So as far as the watch goes, just some of the specs here. So we're looking at a case width of 43 millimeters. Lug to lug is right around 52.5 millimeters. We have a lug width of 22 millimeters, and the case thickness here is 12 millimeters. The crystal is an anti-reflective sapphire crystal. We have a nice little dome here as well. Now the water resistance is 50 meters, and the movement here is a quartz movement that Fortuna is calling the caliber 26. So there is a lot of information packed into the dial of this watch, and I'll just take you on a bit of a tour of what we're looking at, and we will start with the sub dials. So at 3 o'clock, we have a 24-hour sub-dial. At 6 is the seconds for the chronograph function. And at 9 o'clock, we have the minutes for up to 30 minutes of timing, also in the chronograph function. On the outer portion of the dial, we have the tachymeter scale. That's in blueprint. In red, we have the telemeter scale, and then in black, we have the minutes track. The one and really the only problem I'm having with this watch is the telemeter and tachymeter scale are very tough to use, being that the red second hand is the running seconds. I think they should have probably had them reversed and have the larger second hand for the chronograph function and the running seconds in the subdial. For me, I'll never use these scales, so it's not a big deal. Just wanted to point that out for you guys, though. So other than the very finely brushed case sides, and I just love that side profile of this watch, other than that, the remainder of the case is completely polished to a very nice finish. If we look at the case back, there's some etchwork here. You'll see it says Fortuna as well as some other bits of information on the watch. There's also some etchwork here on the crown with the Fortuna F, and I just should mention the crown is not a screw-down crown. The mesh bracelet is really nice and solid. It's actually been a while since I've had a watch on mesh, and I kind of forget how comfortable that they can be. The clasp is nice and solid. It's a pretty decent quality, and it's really easy to size. So let me actually just throw this on wrist for you guys for a quick second. All right, so to me, this thing is just beautiful. I love that silver dial, and it just feels great on the mesh bracelet. Like I mentioned before, the one downside, I would have loved to have seen the running second hand swapped for the second hand for the chronograph function. Other than that, I think this is just a really cool watch with a great design. If you go on Chad's website at Iron Bridge Watches, you'll be able to see there's quite a few different models, and they have some really neat looks at it, pretty affordable prices as well. So be sure to check that out. I'll leave links in the description below. So let's spin the camera around and we'll wrap up today's video. Alright guys, so kind of a quick one here today. Thanks so much for stopping by the channel to check out the Fortuna Chronomaster with me today. By the way, I didn't mention Fortuna is a German-based brand, so it's an affordable option for getting yourself into a German-made watch. I'll leave links to where you can find them in the description below, along with the other YouTubers that are part of the watch tour. One last thing is I have a couple of family functions coming up over the next few days, so it might be a couple of weeks before I post again, but I will be back soon. Thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.